So welcome again guys to a Node.js Express M-PESA integration tutorials, and this is part 6. So in this part 6 we are going to do STK push method. Well, what is STK push? So if you go to M-PESA M-PESA developers portal and look at the documentation, you'll find that we have very many methods, and if you just understand how it works, you can do all of them. For example, if you go to M-PESA APIs here, we have a B2C, B2B, C2B, account balance, API. So this helps you to check the account balance. Then you have the transaction status, okay? Then you have the reversal, where you can reverse the money, let's say somebody sent you money erroneously, you can reverse that transaction. And then we have the Leap and M-PESA online. So this is the one that we are doing. Okay, so we are on this, but actually I will show you that all these are more or less the same as this one. So if you just understand this one, if you just understand how it works, you can do all of these ones, and you can do them using any other language. You see, the tutorial that I'm doing, I don't look it anywhere. I don't look or read anywhere. It's just that I understand how it works, and I can take that concept to any other programming language that I write. Okay. So as long as you understand a specific programming language, and you can use it to write code, and you understand the logic, how it works, you can actually use this concept with any other programming language. Well, so let's start talking about the STK push. So what do we need? STK push, this method is where we are going to send a request to a particular route, and you have already set up that route, which is this one, and we are going to do a request to Daraja API, that is M-PESA Daraja API, and that API is going to do a push or a pop-up on the user's phone to enter the PIN, and then after entering that PIN, if that PIN was correct and the user has enough money in the M-PESA account, what it's going to do is that it is going to deduct a certain amount of money that was in the request from the user's account to the organization's account. So this is what is going to happen, and we need various parameters, and the first one is the request URL. The second one is the data. So the data that we send along, and this data, some of it we get from the user. For example, we need the pay bill number, but in this case, we are going to use the sandbox pay bill number, which is just for testing. And then you need the user's phone number. So you just user's phone number, and then you need other details. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to paste a few details. So these are the details. We have I'm going to explain everything. So the first thing, we have the token, and this token, if you remember well, we are getting it from the method that is used to generate this token. So, and then you have the headers. So what was the function of this token? Why do we need it? We need it because we are going to send it in the headers when doing the STK push. Okay, so just the same way we needed this one to send, in order to get this token, we send these headers together with the access request. So in doing STK push, we also need to send the token that we received together with this. We do there, and then that we concatenate with that token. So after having the headers, now we go to the URL. So which URL are we going to use? So Safaricom provides this URL to be used for STK Push, also known as Slip and M-PESA Online. So we have the URL, I've called it STK Push or STK URL, and then what else do we need? So we need the data. So you can call it anything you want, yeah, but we need this data. And this is the information, some information about the pay bill number, and the pay bill number is what is called business shortcode, and it is also used as Party B. So the organization is the Party B, is the organization receiving the money, and then Party A is the client doing the payment. And then the amount is the amount of money that you are going to deduct from the client's M-PESA account. And then you have the transaction type here is a customer pay bill online. And then you have, of course, phone number. We have now the callback URL and the account reference. Okay, so this account reference is what will pop up on the user's phone. For example, do you want to pay specific amount of money to this? So this is your organization's name. Okay, so this is your organization's name. This callback URL, we are going to set it up, but we're just using this one for demonstration. If we don't use this one, it is going to throw an error. Okay, so after having these details, you can now write the code that is going to do the STK push. So you just do axios dot post. Remember, we are doing a post request. In this post, we require various parameters. The first is the URL we are sending that post to, which is STK URL. The second is data. So remember, this is that data here. And then the third is this object where we are going to send headers there. So we just do headers, and then we're going to be headers like that. Okay, so this will return a promise. If we do this, it is the promise still sending. So I do dot then. So dot then is going to return response. And what do we want to do? It is going to return response. So we just want to console to send response dot data. So we just do res dot send. And what are we going to send? We are going to send response dot data. So we are sending the data that comes together, that response comes back with. Okay, so after that, let's just close that. Let's just delete that and save it again. So after that, let us just test that and see. So let's just go to Postman and send again that request and see what happens. So there we go. And as you can see, it is saying success. So meaning that it went on successfully. And I can receive a pop-up on my phone saying, do you want to pay 2 shillings to Safaricom test 12? That is the account we are using to test, okay? Account number, Simon's Tech School. And remember that is the Simon's Tech School is what we used as the account reference here, okay? And it's saying that enter PIN. So if the client accepts with that, the client will enter the PIN, and after entering the PIN, the amount of money or that 2 shillings is going to be deducted from the account, the M-PESA account, and then it's going to be deposited in organization account, which is this is the organization now, okay? Or the Party B, that is the organization. So I think if you don't understand anything, you can just comment and I'll get whatever the issue in the comment section, and I'll be able to help whenever I can. So I think in the next tutorial we are going to talk about another thing, maybe registering the URL And I've also seen that many people are suffering when it comes to going online or going live. I'm also going to talk about that one. So let's maybe meet in the next section. Thank you so much. Consider subscribing and sharing and liking.